Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9. We are on chapter 4. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we read that in the sacrifice that was arranged by Maharaj Ambarīṣa, the priests were all dressed very well to perform the yagya. They looked like demigods. And a pure devotee has no desire to go to the heavenly planets. The pure devotee only wishes to be with Krishna, engage in transcendental devotional service uh, for the Lord, and then to hear and chant and glorify the Lord. Maharaj Ambrish was a most exalted devotee of the Lord. He trained his citizens to to become devotees of the Lord. The people under his rulership did not desire for material desires, and even they did not aspire for mysticism. A devotee engages everything in the service of Krishna. That becomes spiritual activities. That is spiritual. All activities are done for the pleasure of Krishna. That is spiritual. Maharaj Ambrish understood everything belongs to Krishna. And Maharaj Ambrish had everything, but he was not attached to to his belongings. He used everything in the service of Krishna. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, used everything in the service of Krishna. Okay. Atmanivedanam, that's why he's given the example. Atmanivedanam also. Going on, text 29 for today. Aradhi Ishu Krishnam
Ari
Hare
Aridadhishu Krishnam
Mahishya Tulya Shilaya
Mahishya Tulya Shilaya
Shilaya
Yukta Sambatsaram Viro
Yukta
Yukta
Samvatsara Viru
Samvatsaram Viro
Dadara Dvadashi Vritam.
Dadara
Dadara Dvadashi Vratam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. To worship Lord Krishna, Maharaj Ambarish, along with his queen, who was equally qualified, observed the vow of Ekadashi and Dwadashi for 1 year. To observe Ekadashi Vrat and Dwadashi Vrat means to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those interested in advancing in Krishna consciousness must observe Ekadashi Vrat regularly. So, why is Ekadashi Vrat observed?
to please Krishna.
Yeah, because someone may be observing Ekadashi to get rid of sinful reactions, but a devotee observes Ekadashi to please Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, to get bhakti. Madhav Tithi Bhakti Janani gives rise to bhakti. Maharaj Ambarish's queen was equally as qualified as the king. Therefore, it was possible for Maharaj Ambarish to engage his life in household affairs. In this regard, the word Tulya Shilaya is very significant. Unless a wife is equally as qualified as her husband, household affairs are very difficult to continue. So they were like-minded, husband and wife. Maharaj Ambarish is a devotee and she is also a devotee. So Chanakya Pandit advises that a person in such a situation should immediately give up household life and become a vanaprastha or sannyasi. So this is what Chanakya Pandit is saying. If the husband and wife have different views, so then he can leave the house. Mata yasya grihe nasti bharya cha priyavadini aranyam tena gantavyam yatharanyam yathagraham. A person who has no mother at home and whose wife is not agreeable with him should immediately go away to the forest. Because human life is meant for spiritual advancement only. One's wife must be helpful in this endeavor, otherwise, there is no need of household life. So, Chanakya Pandit is saying, if your wife is not helping you in spiritual life, then you can go to the forest. Or if you have no mother at home. Okay. So, human life here, what is it mentioning? What is human life meant for?
For spiritual advancement.
Spiritual advancement. Yeah. And Ambarīṣa Mahārāja's wife is also a devotee. She's helping him in his spiritual life. So they both have observed this Ekadashi Vrat. Vratante Kartike Masi.
Vratante
Vratante
kartike
kartike
masi.
masi.
Triratram Samuposhitaha.
Triratram
Triratram
samuposhitaha.
samuposhitaha.
Snata Kadachit Kalindyam.
Snataha kadachit
Kadachit
kalindaha.
kalintyam.
Harim Madhuvane Richayat.
Hari
Hari
madhuvane jayat.
Jayat.
In the month of Kartik, after observing that vow for 1 year, after observing a fast for 3 nights, and after bathing in the Yamuna, Maharaj Ambarish worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari in Madhuvan. So where was he observing the vow?
In the Madhuvan.
Madhuvan. Yeah, in Vrindavan, one of the forests, Madhuvan. So he is doing the observing, and it's Kartik month, and he's observing it for 1 year. Observing that vow for 1 year. What is this? After observing a fast for 3 nights. It said that he's doing the Ekadashi Vrat for 1 year, then observing a fast for 3 nights, and he
So
bathed in
like
the
so I think this means that for the whole 1 year he did the vrat, and then for 3 nights he did the upavas, like complete, continue 3 nights upavas. And
Okay.
because it's written in Hindi that 1 वर्ष तक उस व्रत को रखने के पश्चात 3 रातों तक उपवास रखकर तथा यमुना में स्नान करके
Okay.
महाराज अम्बरीश ने कार्तिक के महीने में पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तम भगवान श्री हरि की मधुवन में पूजा की.
Okay.
So means from the 10th, 11th, 12th, like that. Maybe, right? It means the Ekadashi, I mean, 9th, I mean, the 10th is Tyodashi, 10th, 10, 11, 12. That's what it means.
Wouldn't be 12 because he has to break the fast, right? On Dwadashi. He has to break the fast.
So it's 10th, 11th, and 12th. No? Oh, but then, oh yeah,
It
he
will
has to
be
break.
9, 10,
9,
11.
10, 11.
Yeah, 9,
9,
10,
10, 11. Because he
9,
has to
10.
break the fast on the 12th. Mahabhishek Vidhina.
Mahabhishek Vidhina.
Sorry. Sarvopaskara Sampada.
Sarvo Upaskara Sampada.
Abhishityambara Kalper.
Abhipishya Ambar Akalpate.
Gandhamal Yarhanadibihi.
Gandhamalaya
Gandhamayarhanadihi.
Tadgat Antara Bhavena.
Tadgat Antarabhavena.
Tadgatantara
Pujayam Asakeshavam.
Pujayam asa Keshavam.
Brahmanamscha Mahabhagan
Brahmanascha
Brahmanamscha
Mahabhagan.
Mahabhagan
Siddharthan api bhaktitaha.
Siddhartham
Siddhartham
apibhaktitaha.
Apibhaktita.
Following the regulative principles of Mahabhishek, Maharaj Ambarish performed the bathing ceremony for the deity of Lord Krishna with all paraphernalia, and then he dressed the deity with fine clothing, ornaments, fragrant flower garlands, and other paraphernalia for worship of the Lord. With attention and devotion, he worshipped Krishna and all the greatly fortunate Brahmanas who were free from material desires. So, where is he bathing? Where did he himself bathe, Maharaj Ambarish?
In Yamuna river.
In Yamuna, yeah. And then now he started the Abhishek. He's bathing the deity with all the items for the Abhishek and then dressing the deity, clothes, ornaments, flower garlands. And he's also worshipping. Who else is he worshipping? The devotees, the pure devotees. He's worshipped Krishna and all the greatly fortunate Brahmanas who are free from material desires. So the pure devotees. Free from material desire means pure devotee. So we are seeing that Maharaj Ambarish is performing the worship. And what's his mood?
Serving. His mood is serving.
Serving.
To
please.
serve Krishna, to please
Serving.
devotion.
Yeah.
Attention and devotion.
Yeah, with attention. He's
Hmm.
serving with great attention. And he's serving the Lord with devotion. Gavam Rukma Vishani Nam
Gramam Rukma
Rukma
Rupya Angrinam Suvasasam
Rupya
Rupaya Griham
Vasam
Swasasam
Vayashila Vayorupa
Vayashila
Vayashila
Vayorupa
Vayorupa
Vatsopaskara Samapadam
Vatsapupat
Vatso
Sampadam
Paskara
Vatsapupaskara
Sampadam
Sampadam
Prahinot Sadhu Viprebhyo
Prahino
Prahino Sadhu
Viprebhyo
Viprobhyo
Griheshu Nyarbudhanishat
Griheshu
Griheshu
Nyarbudhanishat
Bhojayitva Dvijan Agre
Bhojayitva Jan
Bhojayatvam Agre
Swadva Annam Gunavatamam
Swadho Anam Gunatu
Swadhanam
Attamam
Labdha Kamer Anugyata
Labdhakame
Kamir
Anugyata
Anatha
Chakrame
Parinayo
Paranamyopachakrame
Parachakrame
Tasya Tarhi Atiti Sakshat
Tasya
Tasya
Tari
Tarhi Atiti
Sakshat
Shashat
Durvāsā Bhagavan Abhut.
Durvāsā Bhagavan
Bhagavan Abhu
Thereafter, Maharaj Ambarish satisfied all the guests who arrived at his house, especially the Brahmanas. He gave in charity 60 crores of cows, whose horns were covered with gold plate, and whose hooves were covered with silver plate. All the cows were well decorated with garments and had full milk bags. They were mild-natured, young and beautiful, and were accompanied by their calves. After giving these cows, the king first sumptuously fed all the Brahmanas, and when they were fully satisfied, he was about to observe the end of Ekadashi with their permission by breaking the fast. Exactly at that time, however, Durvāsā Muni the great and powerful mystic appeared on the scene as an uninvited guest. So how many cows, huh? How many cows is he giving in charity?
60 crores.
60 crores.
It's written
60
here. Yeah.
crores of cows. It's a lot of cows.
And all decorated, covered with gold plate and silver plate. Wow.
Yeah. And they also had gold and silver and all had garments also.
Garments, yeah.
And they were milk giving cows. So,
And they were
wow.
young and
Yeah,
beautiful.
young and beautiful. And along with the calf also is there. So you can see Maharaj Ambarish, certainly very opulent. So that's why we see, you do the sacrifices, then you have to give so much charity. Anyway, here he's observed Ekadashi and now he's giving charity for this end of Ekadashi with the permission. And then who has appeared? Who has appeared?
Durvāsā Muni. Durvāsā Muni.
Durvāsā Muni's appeared now. Okay.
Shilpa, Hare Krishna,
Hare
what does it mean by observing, Ekadashi and then Dwadashi?
Ekadashi is the 11th day.
No,
Dwadashi is
but
the...
Dwadashi, what does it mean by observing Dwadashi? Meaning, see, you're
like
not
it's...
fasting, no?
Yeah, but some of these Ekadashi stories, we hear that, the worship starts already on one day before. And
On the
then
10th, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
10th day, and then you do on the 11th day, you're fasting and doing the worship. And also on the 12th day, there is some
Mm.
worship being done, and the fast is broken, and still some worship is done. I don't know if you've heard some of those Ekadashi stories,
Yeah, we read, no? Yeah.
Yeah. So then, I guess it's that, right? That one. Because it
And,
goes
and
on
many
like,
times, like they tell you, right, when you do this, you have to do a lot of charity, you do this. Actually, I was just listening yesterday to one lecture, that's by Madhusudan, Bapuji. So
uh-huh.
someone asked him this question, like, see, she was saying that she fasts on Ekadashi,
Mm,
but she can't do all that what they are saying it mentions, right? Like you have to give slippers. I know many things like cows you have to
yeah,
feed, and she's saying I can't do it. So he says, see, that is all karma kant. Like the
yeah,
thing. So the best is yes, what you're doing, you are fasting, you're pleasing, you're doing the fast for Krishna. So you do that.
that's
Don't
right.
worry about this. So it does it. I think that it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Like in the
yes,
stories, no, in the thing it says so many times, so many things to do.
yeah. And you see, because mostly all those stories are, then they will say, oh, then you'll get rid of sinful
Yeah, yeah.
reactions.
So it is for getting that. So you should not do that fast for that
Yeah,
reason. You
that's
should do
right.
it for pleasing Krishna,
That's
right?
right. That's right. Yeah.
So
Because
that's an it.
majority of the people, yeah, the majority of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people think that, okay, Ekadashi is to get rid of
So
sinful
get
reactions. But a
sinful, yes,
devotee,
get rid of yes, yeah,
yeah, devotee just wants devotion. That's
devotion.
all.
And
Yeah.
I'm doing observing the fast just for Krishna, like just
Yeah.
please Krishna, right?
Yeah. Please, Krishna. And that's why Prabhupada would say that Ekadashi, then take advantage of the day and do more hearing and
More
chanting
different chanting, yes.
on Ekadashi day. That is the real way to observe Ekadashi. More hearing and chanting. So here now, Durvāsā Muni has appeared on the scene as an uninvited guest. Very interesting to note, that Sukadev Goswami is mentioning that he's coming as a atithi, right? He said, well, atithi, that is an uninvited guest.
Oh.
Okay. Tam anarcha atitim bhupa
Tam
Tam
anarchatitim
anarchatitam
bhupa
pratyuthana sanarhane
pratyuttana sanarhane
yayache bhya
yayache
yayache
bhayaya haraya
raya
padamulam upagataha
Padamoolam upagata.
After standing up to receive Durvāsā Muni, King Ambarīṣa offered him a seat and paraphernalia of worship. Then, sitting at his feet, the king requested the great sage to eat. So, with great respect, Mahārāja Ambarīṣa has received Durvāsā Muni. And now he's saying, kindly have prasad. Prati Nandya Satam Yachnam.
Prati Nandya Satam Yajnam.
Kartum Avashyakam Gataha.
Kartum Avashyakam Gataha.
Nimam Maja Brahadhyayan.
Nimaccha Brihadhyayan.
Kalindi Salile Shubhe.
Kalindi Salile Shubhe.
Durvāsā Muni gladly accepted the request of Mahārāja Ambarish, but to perform the regulative ritualistic ceremonies, he went to the river Yamuna. There he dipped into the water of the auspicious Yamuna and meditated upon the impersonal Brahman. So he said, okay, I need to bathe, I need to do my morning duties. So he's gone to the Yamuna, meditating on impersonal Brahman. Muhurtar Vasishtayam.
Muhurtaya vasisthayam.
Dvadashayam Paranam Prati.
Dvadashayam paranam
Paranam
prati.
Prati.
Chintayam Asad Dharmagyo.
Chintayam ashadharmagyo.
Asadharmagyo.
Dvijestad Dharma Sankate.
Dvijestadharma
Dharma sankate.
sankate.
In the meantime, only a muhur of the Dwadashi day was left on which to break the fast. Consequently, it was imperative that the fast be broken immediately. In this dangerous situation, the king consulted learned brahmanas. So now the Paran time is going to finish. So now Ambarish Maharaj is consulting with the brahmanas what to do because he has to break the fast, but he's waiting for Durvāsā Muni. Brahmanati krame dosho.
Brahmanati krame dosho.
Dvadashayam yad aparane.
Dvadashayam
Dvadashayam
yat
yat
aparane.
aparane.
Yat kritva sadhu me bhuyad.
Yat
Yat
kritva
kritva
sadhu
sadhu
me
bhuyad.
Dharmo vana mam sprishet.
adharmo vana
Dharmana
mam sprishe.
Ambasa keval lenatha.
Ambasa
apara apeva
kevale natha.
Karishye vrat paranam.
Karishe
karishe
vratpar.
yatparam.
Ahur abhashkanam vipra.
Ahur
Ahur abhasha
abhakshanam vipra.
vipra.
Hi ashitam nashitam chatat.
He ashitam
Shitam
nashitam
nashitam
chatat.
shatata.
The king said, to transgress the laws of respectful behavior toward the brahmanas is certainly a great offense. On the other hand, if one does not observe the breaking of the fast within the time of Dwadashi, there is a flaw in one's observance of the vow. Therefore, O Brahmanas, if you think that it will be auspicious and not irreligious, I shall break the fast by drinking water. In this way, after consulting with the Brahmanas, the king reached this decision, for according to Brahmanical opinion, drinking water may be accepted as eating and also as not eating. When Maharaj Ambarish, in his dilemma, consulted the Brahmanas about whether he should break the fast or wait for Durvāsā Muni, apparently they could not give a definite answer about what to do. So, Maharaj Ambarish was asking the Brahmanas, what should I do? According to the Vidhi, I need to break the fast at the proper time. But etiquette I have to wait for Durvāsā Muni. What shall I do? But the Brahmanas were not able to give him a conclusion what he should do. A Vaishnava, however, is the most intelligent personality. Therefore, Maharaj Ambarish himself decided, in the presence of the Brahmanas, that he would drink a little water, for this would confirm that the fast was broken, but would not transgress the laws for receiving a Brahmana. So he can break the fast by drinking water because he's doing nirjal. When we observe nirjal, then by drinking a little bit of water, that's how the fast is broken. And here, so by drinking water, he's like breaking the fast also, and yet not breaking also. In the sense because he's not eaten anything, so he's still waiting for the Durvāsā Muni. So it would not, as Prabhupada is saying, transgress the laws for receiving a Brahmana. Here, the Durvāsā Muni is saying drinking water may be accepted as eating, also as not eating.
So looks like every fast Ekadashi is doing a nirjal.
Nirjal, that's right. Yeah. Many devotees do every Ekadashi as nirjal. So in the Vedas it is said, aposnati tan neva shitam neva nashitam. This Vedic injunction declares that the drinking of water may be accepted as eating or as not eating. So the Veda is saying that. Because one may say, oh, why is water considered drinking, eating and not eating? Well, the Vedas are saying that. Sometimes in our practical experience, we see that some political leader adhering to satyagraha will not eat but will drink water. Considering that drinking water would not be eating, Maharaj Ambarish decided to act in this way. Okay. Iti apaprashya rajarishis
Iti apaprashya rajarishi
chintayan manas achyutam
Chintayan
Manasyachutam
pratyachasta kurushreshta
Pratyashchasta
Pratyachasta Guru
Kurusheshta
Shrestha
vijagamanam eva saha.
Vijagamanam eva saha.
O best of the Kuru dynasty, after he drank some water, King Ambarish, meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, waited for the return of the great mystic Durvāsā Muni. So Maharaj Ambarish, he's meditating on the Super Soul, the Paramatma, and he's waiting now. Durvāsā Yamuna Kulat
Durvāsā Yamuna Kulat
Kritva Vashyaka Agataha
Kritva Vashyaka Agataha
Ragyabhinanditastasya
Ragya Abhinanditastasya
Ragyavinanditastasya
Bubude Chestitam Diya.
Bhubhuti
Bubhude
Cheshtitam Diha.
After executing the ritualistic ceremonies to be performed at noon, Durvāsā returned from the bank of the Yamuna. The king received him well, offering all respects, but Durvāsā Muni, by his mystic power, could understand that King Ambarish had drunk water without his permission. Durvāsā Muni has mystic powers. He can know if you drank water or no. So now he's understood Maharaj Ambarish has drank water. Manyuna prachalat gatro.
Manyuna Prachalat Gatro
Gatro
Bru kuti kuti lananaha.
Bhrukuti
Bhrukuti Kuti
Kutilananaha
Babhakshitascha suttaram.
Bhubhuva Chitisha
Bhubhukshitaram
Sutraram
Pitanjalim abhashataha. Abhashataha.
Kritanjalim
Lim
Abhasata
Abhasasata.
Still hungry, the Rasa Muni, his body trembling, his face curved, and his eyebrows crooked in a frown, angrily spoke as follows to King Ambarīṣa, who stood before him with folded hands. Durvāsā Muni's really got it angry now, and he's showing his anger. Aho asya nirshamsasya
Aho asya
Shamshasya
Shriyon matasya pashyata
Shriyonatasya
Shriyon
pashyata
Pashyata
dharma vyatikramam vishnor
dharma vyatikramam
Dharmam
Vishnu
Vishnu
abhaktasye shamaninaha.
Abhaktasya
abhaktasya
Mayamanina.
Alas, just see the behavior of this cruel man. He is not a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Being proud of his material opulence and his position, he considers himself God. Just see how he has transgressed the laws of religion. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has diverted the entire meaning of this verse as spoken by Durvāsā Muni. Durvāsā Muni used the word nirshamsasya to indicate that the king was cruel. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur interprets it to mean that the king's character was glorified by all the local people. So here Vishwanath Chakravarti, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on this verse. And the way Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is interpreting is that the Rasamuni is saying cruel. But Thakur is saying the king's character was glorified by all the local people. You know, like some words may have different meanings, right? Maybe one word, but if you take it in a different way, it could have a different meaning. He says that the word nir means by all the local people, and that shamsasya means of he, Ambarīṣa, whose character was glorified. Similarly, one who is very rich becomes mad because of his wealth and is therefore called Shriya Unmattasya. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur interprets these words to mean that although Mahārāja Ambarīṣa was such an opulent king, he was not mad after money, for he had already surpassed the madness of material opulence. Similarly, the word Ishamanina is interpreted to mean that he was so respectful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead that he did not transgress the laws for observing Ekadashi Parana, despite the thinking of Durvāsā Muni, for he only took water. In this way, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has supported Mahārāja Ambarīṣa and all his activities. So he's interpreting it as that all the local people would glorify Mahārāja Ambarīṣa, and that in spite he has so much wealth, he's not proud of it, he's not mad after the wealth. He's not attached to the wealth, and that he's so respectful to God that although the Paran time was there, then but giving respect to Durvāsā Muni, he just took a little water. Yomam atitim ayatam
Yomam atithim ayatam
atithyena nimantraya cha
atityena nimantriya cha
Chacha
adatva bhuktavamstasya
adatva
Adatva
bhuktavamstasya
Tasya
sadyaste darshaye phalam.
sadyase darshaye
Darshaye
phalam.
Phalam.
Mahārāja Ambarīṣa, you have invited me to eat as a guest. But instead of feeding me, you yourself have eaten first. Because of your misbehavior, I shall show you something to punish you. A devotee cannot be defeated by a so-called mystic yogi. This will be proved by the failure of Durvāsā Muni's endeavor to chastise Mahārāja Ambarīṣa. Harav abhaktasya kuto mahadguna. Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text 12. One who is not a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord has no good qualifications, however great a mystic, philosopher, or fruitive worker he may be. So in material terms, one may be a very great man, or one may also be a great mystic, or he may be very great thinker, philosopher. But if he's not a devotee, Bhagavatam is saying he has no good qualification. If he's not a pure devotee. Only a devotee emerges victorious in all circumstances, as will be shown in this incident involving the rivalry between Durvāsā and Mahārāja Ambarīṣa. Did anyone want to add anything? Any comments? Before we stop for today. Oh, then
Durvāsā Muni is showing his character.
Durvāsā
How
Muni,
he is.
yeah. Yeah. So, let's see. Because he's a great personality, he also plays the part, you know. Yeah. Krishna uses different personalities as different, to teach us different lessons. Yeah.
He's playing his part.
He's playing his part, yeah. To show us that don't be attached to even mysticism. Become a devotee of the Lord.
So yeah, Krishna will protect, no? Ambarish.
Krishna personally protects.
Yes.
Yeah. Sudarshan Chakra. Yeah. Then we can see that what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is true in this. It comes true with this pastime. Krishna is saying, I protect, my devotee will never perish. And with this pastime, we can see that. Mahārāja Ambarīṣa was in great danger, and Krishna protected him. Okay, let's stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna. Thank you.